Happy New Year folks, we're back with another brand new video, and I know it's been a long time, but this is going to be a new era for the channel. We're back now and we have a lot of content to make, and what better place to start than Netflix's new adaptation of the Chronicles of Narnia, which was first announced way back in 2018. And for many years we knew absolutely nothing about this. But over the last year or so, Barbie director Greta Gerwig has been attached to write and direct at least 2 Narnia movies. And I've got videos and all this stuff over the months, but I want to put everything in this video and explain how I would do the Netflix series if I was given charge. So as for Netflix doing Narnia, I think it's going to be a full reboot. Nothing to do with anything that's came before, including the Walden Media movies from the early 2000s. They were actually trying to do a Silver Chair movie for the 4th one, but that fell through. And now Netflix have the rights to all 7 Narnia books, the first time any company has had that right. But those movies from the early 2000s will always have a special place in my heart, especially the first one, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. And I think it will be the standard to which this series will be judged on. And in the original announcement, Netflix kept using the term Narnia Universe, with movies and TV shows. Obviously a lot can change in 5 years, and I'm hoping they just stick to 7 movies for 7 books. And with the announcement that Greta Gerwig is doing at least 2 movies, perhaps that is the case. I don't think you have to do a full-on TV show for Narnia, with countless spin-offs, and to expand it into something it's not. They're short kids books, and I think 1 movie to 1 book is more than enough. But if you want to do spin-offs in the future, or greatly expand on elements, I'm not completely against that, but just give me a faithful adaptation that's made with love and care. But as of right now, no release schedule, no casting or anything like that. I remember a report saying it was going to be filming in 2024, which is now this year, so maybe late 2025 is possible, maybe 2026. And my theory at the moment is Greta Gerwig is directing and writing 2 of the movies, and I'm hoping she plans on doing them back to back, filming them at the same time. And those movies, I hope, are Magician's Nephew and The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Almost a 2-parter in a way, with Magician's Nephew coming out one Christmas and then Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe the next. Narnia is not a traditional Christmas movie. It has Christmas elements in it. Father Christmas even appears in one of them, and it could take advantage of the holiday season's box office, and it just seems right to me, if they can make it work. And of course we have the infamous reading order debate, whether to read the books in release order or chronological order. Release order would be The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, then Silver Chair, which is my favourite book, then The Horse and His Boy, The Magician's Nephew, and then finish up with The Last Battle. Whereas chronological order would be The Magician's Nephew, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, Dawn Treader, Silver Chair, and then Last Battle. Very similar, but with notable differences. In release order you have 2 stories in The Horse and His Boy and Magician's Nephew, which are set out of timeline. Horse and His Boy is set after The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, but before Prince Caspian. It's during the golden age of Narnia when the Pevensies reign. Then The Magician's Nephew, which is the second to last book, is actually the very first story and deals with the creation of Narnia. So for me, I would go with chronological order. Start with the 2 movies, Magician's Nephew and The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Almost treat them as a part 1 and 2. And because Greta Gerwig is doing 2 movies, I think the 2 movies have to be closely connected with similar characters. Because you know, the Chronicles of Narnia has many different characters set over a vast timeline. So I feel if she's doing 2 movies, they will be closely connected. And that's why I think it's Magician's Nephew and Wardrobe. Magician's Nephew deals with the creation of Narnia, introduces characters such as Aslan, deals with Jadis's backstory in Charn, where she meets Polly and Diggory, and then you go straight into Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe from there. Film them back to back, release them a year apart at Christmas in a theatrical release. Don't make it exclusive on Netflix. Release it on Netflix maybe 3-4 months after, but don't waste a theatrical Narnia release. I don't think we can look further beyond the first 2 movies. Just give us a faithful adaptation, which I know Netflix aren't always known for. For instance, The Witcher started off great, we had a great casting in Henry Cavill as Geralt, but then they decided to throw the books away. Don't do that with Narnia. Try and do something like One Piece. Make a great movie, but also remember what it is, what Narnia is, what it means to people throughout the decades and the generations. They've got themselves a big name director whose name alone is bringing in so many new fans and bringing out journalists just making headlines on her and her involvement in this series. So far it seems good to me, and we can debate Susan's ending at a much later date. Let's just hope we get to that point and Netflix doesn't cancel it by then. But for now, concentrate on the first two movies, which I think will be Nephew and Wardrobe. Get it right and let's see where it goes from there. And don't obviously spam out spin-offs. Keep the main focus to the 7 original books. You can expand the golden age of the Pevensies, for example, in The Horse and His Boy, because that is part of the story. But don't overdo it. For instance, The Witcher had 2 spin-offs on the go after season 1, whereas a successful show like Game of Thrones before it ended had no spin-offs, not until the very last episode aired. And please don't turn this into something it's not. Remember the themes of Narnia, which are deep-rooted in Christianity. And of course, it's a children's story. It's not Tolkien or A Song of Ice and Fire. It doesn't have to be so dark, mature, and complicated. Let it be Narnia. Let it keep its themes. Let it be a children's story. Obviously, when the Walden Media movies came out, that was post Lord of the Rings, where they all were trying to be the next Lord of the Rings. And after Game of Thrones ended 5 years ago now, everything wanted to be that. Some fantasy series worked, some fell through because they tried to be Game of Thrones when they were not. Narnia has its own identity. But guys, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours. What do you think about Greta Gerwig directing the first 2 movies? And what are those 2 movies? Is it Nephew and Wardrobe? Maybe is it Wardrobe and Caspian? Or Wardrobe and Horse and His Boy? Is it chronological or is it release? How would you do it? And also, let me know any fan casting. Ever since this was first announced, my fan casting has been very slim, but I always said, get Gwendoline Christie as Jadis the White Witch. She's got the height, she has the presence and the look, but for me I don't delve too deep into fan casting, it's not my strong point, and at times I think we can get carried away, but let's just have a bit of fun here. As for the Pevensey kids, Diggory, Polly, Eustace and Jill, mostly unknowns. They might get one larger name, but I think the kids will mostly be new actors, getting a start. But as for Aslan, who is the only character I believe to appear in all 7 books, hopefully they can get one actor, one iconic, regal voice for all 7 movies, and after Walden Media cast Liam Neeson in that role, who also cast Tilda Swinton as the White Witch, expectations are high. But Netflix, the ball's in your court, show us what you can do. I'm probably going to do a video like this for every single topic I cover, but there has been some changes. Some TV shows and movies have been cut because I'm just not enjoying them anymore. It's unlikely I'll do any more videos on Rings of Power because I'm just not connected to that series anymore. And The Witcher has kind of become an embarrassment now, to put it lightly. Now that Henry Cavill's gone, what's the point? And honestly, I didn't even finish season 3. I had 2 episodes left and I just dropped it. But I suppose we might have to react to Liam Hemsworth casting as Geralt, but we'll worry about that in a different video. Let's talk Narnia today. So guys, thanks for watching, take care and I'll see you soon.